I'm Mary Berry, and in this series I'll be sharing some of my best foolproof secrets with you.
I think it's really important to have a selection of trusted recipes that you know will never let you down.
No matter what the occasion, I'll show you how to make it simple. From my delicious ideas that will thrill the family,
That's the best thing I've had all day.
to scrumptious goodies for all those special days.
I never drink at lunchtime, but this is an exception.
Quick and easy meals when time is scarce, and dishes for days when you just want to show off. Today, it's foolproof recipes for the glorious summertime. Ever since I was a child, I've looked forward to the summertime.
I've always loved the great outdoors, whether it's a trip to the seaside or a picnic by the river bank. When the sun comes out, I like to make the most of it.
My mother used to make wonderful picnics, and I've inherited her passion for outdoor cooking. So today,
I'll be sharing dishes with you, perfect for lazy summer days and for outdoor entertaining.
my scrumptious spicy chicken wings, and homemade lamb burgers that are a real barbecue sizzler. A Vietnamese-inspired salad, beautifully refreshing on a hot day, and a delicious jelly made with my favourite summer flavours. But first, a luxurious whole sea bass that couldn't be simpler.
I love to serve fish in summer. It's so beautifully light and it's quick to cook too. I have got 50 grams of butter here, and it really does want to be quite soft, and this is soft. Makes it much easier to cream it down.
Use half the zest from a lime for the butter.
I'm getting every little scrap of zest off there.
And keep the other half aside to make a sauce. Next, add the juice from half of the lime
Into the butter.
and add some pepper and salt.
Just mash it down. Already it looks quite green because of the zest, but the dill is what makes it. And I'm not going to throw away the stalks. The stalks I'll put inside the body cavity of the fish, and it will add flavour. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to put half that aside to go into the sauce, and this will go into the butter. So far, so good, very easy. So just mash that down.
Finally, I need a few piquant peppers.
So there's 2 in the sauce and 2 in with the butter.
Now, my foolproof hint. Make 3 slashes on either side of the fish.
The reason why I'm putting these slashes here is because I want to get wonderful flavour into the fish, and I'm going to put the butter in there, and that will all seep into the flesh and make it very moist and very delicious. Looks a bit messy, but I'm opening it up and pushing it down with my thumb.
I've already buttered the foil to make sure the fish doesn't stick. And lastly, to infuse it with even more flavour.
In go the stalks, and we've got these 2 lime shells. Just squeeze them in there. A bit more juice will come out and add to the flavour. So there's the fish. The normal thing you'd think of doing was get hold of the foil and roll it up and have a great thick bit of foil on top. That's not a good idea because it stops the top of the fish cooking. This is a really good foolproof tip. Fold the foil over so it meets the other side like that. Just turn it over. So keep just turning it all the way around. So I've got a good seal there, a bit like a Cornish pasty, holding it up all the way around so the juices will not come out as you cook.
And then into the oven at 180 fan for about 20 minutes while I get on with the sauce. Start with the remaining lime zest, dill, peppers and lime juice. Add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and a dash of sugar.
And 200 ml of full-fat creme fraiche. Then I'm going to put some pepper and salt in there. What could be easier? And that is our sauce.
The fish has had 20 minutes. Time for all those lovely flavours to sink in.
And when I open it, there'll be a flowing, wonderful buttery juice. There it is. I think it looks magnificent and so simple to do. 1, 2, 3, like that. These are the buttery juices. Just pour it back into those cracks that it came out of. Then the sauce. I've got a little bit of dill. I think the dish would look nice with some of that on. Lovely. So there you have it. Sea bass with dill and lime sauce. All very tempting and very decadent. I can't wait to get my knife and fork in there.
Nothing beats fresh fish and shellfish in summer. And what could be more delicious than crayfish straight from the river? Even on a blustery summer's day like this one. Crayfish are in abundance in our waterways, but you have to make sure you catch the right ones. So I'm meeting experts, Jules and Nick, who know where to fish in these Oxfordshire waters.
Hello.
Hello, lovely to meet you. I'm
is that right?
Jules. Yes, lovely to
Hello,
meet
Mary.
you.
I'm Nick.
you-
Pleased to meet you.
Right. I hear that this is a really good place to do crayfishing.
It's a fantastic place to catch crayfish. I mean, I'll put out maybe only 4 or 5 nets, and overnight we can pull in 5 or up to 7 kilograms of crayfish in one 24-hour session. So
That's 7 bags.
it's a lot, yeah.
7?
Yeah. They work like lobster pots. The crayfish are attracted by the bait. They walk up the net, through the hole, fall in, and they can't, because of the shape of the net, they can't get back out again.
You need a license to do this, though only fishing for American signal crayfish is allowed. This is because they're considered pests, almost wiping out our native white-clawed crayfish since being introduced in the 1970s. So the more we can catch, the better. Before Nick hauls up last night's traps, I want to try a trick of my own.
I've just got a stick, string, some stones to weight down my bait, and I'm going to see how I'm going to get on. You never know. Might be my lucky day. Nick, I'm on my way. I'm being very careful. What do you think?
It's fantastic. I'm dying to see if this actually works.
So, crayfish, come along.
That's perfect. How long do we have to wait?
As long as it takes. No, not yet. There you are, look. I'll cast again. But do they know that there's the most tastiest bit of bacon for them to come? But of course, maybe we shouldn't be talking. You know, true fishermen who are on the side of a bank,
Or stamping.
they tell you you're not to shout or make any noise, so
quiet.
perhaps they're being put off by us chattering away.
we have to do.
You're amazed, aren't you?
I am absolutely flabbergasted.
Isn't that really?
Well, there we
really...
go. That's him being the signal crayfish thing with the aggressive claws. And now we're not allowed to put that back in the river.
Well, you're not putting it. I'm telling you, you're not putting it. But this is, I'm sure nobody will ever believe it, but this is absolutely genuine. With my little bit of bacon, we have caught that one.
That is fantastic.
Shall we try for another one?
I'm going to put this in the
I've still got the bacon too.
You've still got the bacon. That is unbelievable. Oop, in you go.
What a prize!
Fantastic. I can't believe that's 2
Two.
in less than 10 minutes.
You don't need any of your fancy kit.
I'm going to give up on nets. So the pressure's on me now.
That is amazing. My meagre 2 looks...
Well, so now you can see how many there are in the waterways, and that's one net, one small spot.
I reckon there's about 35 in there.
That's not bad, is it?
That's a pretty good night's work.
Yeah.
They're cooked in boiling water for a few minutes, then peeled just as you would a prawn.
So you end up with a lovely crayfish tail.
Absolutely.
Jules' favourite way to serve crayfish is on a bed of watercress with apple and yoghurt sumac and lemon dressing.
Smell it. Mm.
Nothing's fresher than that.
Beautiful. There we go.
You have to try and find the ones that you caught.
Nick?
That was definitely from
That was
mine.
definitely one you caught.
Of course, you don't have to catch them yourself. You can buy shelled crayfish in shops, and my next summer recipe really makes the most of them.
Sometimes we get a bit tired of just the green salad, the tomato salad, the rice salad. This one is quite different.
It's a rice noodle salad inspired by aromatic flavours in Vietnamese cooking. Start by preparing the noodles as it tells you on the packet. There's nothing more foolproof than that. Next, grate 3 centimetres of fresh ginger.
And I love fresh ginger. I mean, I've grown up with dried ginger, just to use in ginger biscuits and things like that. And so very excited when fresh ginger came along. That's it, that's just about the right amount.
De-seed and chop half a cucumber. Add a finely chopped chilli, a finely sliced carrot and red pepper, and then a clove of crushed garlic. Into that go 6 sliced spring onions.
And you don't need to blanch them, do anything with them, but just drop them in.
And a couple of handfuls of fresh herbs.
I've got mint here, and you just need to chop it just before you need it in a salad, because if you chop it all ahead, it goes black. That's just perfect in there. Then we come to some nice young coriander here. There's a lot of chopping for this recipe, but it's well worth it.
Finally, in go 150 grams of bean sprouts, and then you're ready to add the noodles.
And now to the dressing. I need 3 tablespoonfuls of lime juice. 1, 2. What did they say about good guesses? Anyway, that was exactly 3 tablespoons. Well done, little lime.
Add 3 tablespoonfuls of sugar, 3 of fish sauce, 1 of sesame oil, and whisk it all together.
And then we just toss all this in the sauce. every scrap going in, and then start to turn it so you get all those flavours. And make sure that you get right to the bottom so everything gets into that wonderful sauce. Doesn't that look healthy too? And it is healthy. So that's really well mixed in. I can't wait to taste it and get it in the dish, so here goes. We had such fun crayfishing, but these I've bought. And I think that looks great. This salad is absolutely foolproof as long as you measure carefully the dressing ingredients, because that's what gives it its flavour.
This dish is great on its own, but it's also perfect for a summer barbecue. I'm a great fan of outside cooking, and I have learnt how to avoid those burnt offerings. These are 2 foolproof dishes guaranteed to go down a storm: minted lamb burgers and smoky Texan chicken wings. The secret of a good barbecue is to prepare everything ahead.
Texan chicken wings, such fun and really, really tasty, and chicken wings are very inexpensive.
Start by removing the wing tip.
On a barbecue, that very often burns that very thin end, and so you just cut between the joint here. Then you're left with a sort of V-shaped joint. So I've got them all there.
What these need is a lovely smoky marinade.
I've used paprika over the years, but this is the first time I've used sweet smoked paprika, and it has a lovely smoky flavour, and it's just perfect for barbecues. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoonfuls. Not only does that give flavour, it gives a wonderful colour as well.
In with the paprika goes 1 finely chopped chilli, a clove of crushed garlic, tomato ketchup,
Good squirt.
2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce, 1 of brown sugar, and some olive oil.
About a couple of tablespoons, give or take.
Season and give it a good stir.
It's a wonderful colour, that.
My foolproof tip is to coat the chicken using a polythene bag.
Do you know, the whole smell of that makes me think of barbecues because it's sort of smoky and spicy. Great.
So they go into the fridge for a couple of hours or overnight to soak up all that flavour. And in the meantime, I can get on with preparing the lamb burgers.
These lamb burgers are something quite different from the traditional beef burgers. I think they're absolutely scrumptious, and I know exactly what goes in them, and they'll be full of flavour.
Homemade burgers are very simple to make. Start with a herb breadcrumb mix to flavour the meat.
That didn't take too long, did it? It may not be your choice to put coriander in. You can leave it out because the main ingredient is mint. But I think mint and coriander go well. And pop that in there. Then a generous 2 tablespoonfuls of mint sauce. Yes, the sort you buy in a jar.
Next, add 1 roughly chopped red onion and a clove of crushed garlic. Give it a quick whiz, but my tip is to make sure the mixture doesn't get too wet.
I've got 500 grams of minced lamb. Now that would be minced shoulder of lamb, and as you can see, it's fairly lean. So all this wonderful flavouring things are going straight in there.
Add a little seasoning and then work the mixture together.
Nice clean hand going in. Actually, I am going to shape them with my hands anyway, so. A bit like kneading bread. And the one thing you can't do is over-knead this.
Once it's mixed well, you simply divide it and shape it into burgers.
And you want to just make them into flat cakes. And with wet hands, it's quite easy. I think that's a nice shape. We'll make them into 8.
A barbecue isn't complete without something on the side, so I've made a simple tomato relish.
As well as the tomato relish, I'm going to make a mint mayonnaise. What could go better with lamb than mint?
This is a cheats mayonnaise, no need to make your own. Use a big dollop from a jar, add a little ready-made mint sauce, and a good handful of fresh mint.
It's lovely, tender leaf. And again, the smell is absolutely lovely. That's good enough for me. Then you just drop that in.
You can do all this the day before and keep it in the fridge ready for when you need it.
How about this for a simple idea for a barbecue? You need an old wheelbarrow like this one, a metal one it must be, a rack perhaps from the oven or a grid, and 4 old bricks. Don't need any fancy equipment.
My first barbecue memory was in 1973 when the children were little. All I managed then were sausages and beef burgers, but I loved the fun of it. And though I'm all for the chaps doing the barbecuing, secretly I do like to have a go myself.
Now that really was simple. The secret of good barbecuing is to do it slowly. First of all, make sure that the charcoal goes down to be white and there will be an intense heat, and that's when you barbecue. So I'm going to leave that to its own devices for about half an hour, wash my hands and get on with the food. So there are my lamb burgers and the Texan chicken wings. I like to have a few veg on the barbecue too, and we've got some overgrown courgettes. So all I do is just split them in half. And they do jolly well on the barbecue. They want to be done very slowly. Bit of pepper on top. That's it. So how's the barbecue doing? The charcoal has gone down to embers. So let's get going. Now onto the chicken. Beautifully colourful. I'm going to pop that on the top there. They look nice and meaty, which is good. That's a good start. I've really well oiled those on both sides. Let's turn these burgers over. Just the perfect colour. And that's how barbecuing should it be. It should not be charred. It should be just that lovely colour. So how's the chicken doing? Oh, that looks just about right.
So there we are, an alfresco feast prepared ahead of time, which means I can relax and enjoy the company.
How about that?
That's what we need.
Beautiful.
Right, do take a view.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
My final recipe uses one of Paul, my husband's favourite summer treats, homemade elderflower cordial,
Here we are, nice cold drink.
in a refreshing lemon and elderflower jelly.
This idea captures the essence of a British summer. To To make a cordial or syrup is not difficult. I'm starting off by making just a little bit of lemon syrup to add to my elderflower cordial.
Add the juice of 2 lemons to the rind, pour in 100 ml of water and 75 grams of sugar.
I'm just going to heat that up slowly to dissolve the sugar and infuse the lemon zest. It's the outside, the bright yellow, that gives a lovely flavour to it.
Soak 20 grams of gelatin leaves in cold water until soft. Remove the lemon zest. And after a few minutes, add the gelatin.
Now that's how it should be. You're going to see it's quite squidgy, and just squeeze that out and then just drop that in and it will dissolve in this hot liquid.
And finally add 400 ml of water and 250 ml of elderflower cordial.
Sharp smell of lemons and a hint of elderflower. So there it is, ready.
I like to serve this in individual glasses.
In the back of the cupboard, you might have one of your mothers like that. I don't know, I'm sure they came free with a packet of something, but even so, when they're filled, they look good.
Let those cool and then into the fridge for around 6 hours or overnight to set. I'm going to finish them off with another summer favourite of mine. Fresh strawberries tossed in icing sugar.
Gives them a lovely shine too.
And add those to the top with a dollop of whipped cream. Blissful.
Oops. Here are, darling, a treat for you.
Thank you very much indeed. That's very nice. Great treat. Are they our strawberries?
No.
No. It's very nice anyway.
It's turned into a perfect day.
I could get quite used to this. It's very nice.
Next time, my foolproof dishes for days with the family.
That's the best thing I've had all day.
What do you think about it, crew?
Very nice.